Hello everybody, welcome to this session. In today's section, we are going to talk about data integration and harmonization. It's a part of chapter 9, AI in Data Management Analysis. What do we mean by data integration and harmonization? It's after data collection, after we kind of wrangling data, clean the data, data probably come from different sources. We still need to integrate and put it together. Some data from different samples, and maybe there's different issues in different samples. Even after we clean them, maybe they still don't look consistent at all across different data sources or across different data samples. We need to integrate them and harmonize them. And so we want to understand this traditional research process. We also want to know how AI can help with data integration and harmonization. And most importantly, again, we want to know the potential issues that involve. So when we do research and using the AI for analytical tools, we can use it for appropriate purposes. Traditionally, when we do research, after we collect data, data typically doesn't really come from just one resources. It probably come from different sources, maybe from different people, maybe from different samples, maybe even from different data type. And so there's a notion called data triangulation in academic research. The notion of data triangulation emphasizes that we collect data from different sources. So we can double check, you can kind of triangulate different data sources. One data source may say something positive, another data source may say something negative. So if we can double check and cross check all the source, maybe you can find better, more robust findings, and that's what data triangulation is about. With that kind of notion and practice in mind, our data collection typically comes from various sources, and therefore it maybe have different kinds of issues in different sources. Some data probably from data sets, say archived reports, some data from panel data that people have collected and we just borrowed it, or maybe we buy those data sets, and some data may from real-time data feed, and some data maybe from social media, some data probably from questionnaires, respondents, and all that. So maybe they have different data structures and then different data fields, different names. Maybe there are different meanings, different data semantics. Semantics means meaning. So maybe the data means the same thing or maybe different things. They probably name it in different fields. So we will need to make sense of these things and smooth this out. So this process, it's called harmonization. Data fields could have a disparate names or maybe different type, and therefore we need to kind of match it out, smooth things out, and integrate them. This process, it's very tedious and time consuming. It's checking to a little tiny details because a data file is huge and messy, and therefore it takes a lot of time to double check all these details to make sure that it's clean and organized and nice. For examples, maybe we have data sets collected from different collaborators, and then maybe someone from Australia, someone from Vietnam, someone from Taiwan. You collaborate research on the same topics using the same maybe questionnaires. But when they organize data fields, they probably have a different name just for same variable, say job satisfaction. Job satisfaction is one question, one variable, but researchers in Taiwan maybe name it as a job underscore satisfaction. Another researcher in Vietnam probably name SAT sat underscore and then the score. Maybe Australian professor maybe name it job underscore sat. And then different people name it differently. To analytical tools, they mean different things. Although they are actually the same thing, they collect the respondents, their rating in the same fields. But because we name it differently, analytical tools will not recognize them. So we need to harmonize them. The fields, we need to, a consistent name. So this process is very important. AI right now can consistently use the tool to detect these issues. They can make suggestions if they probably somehow close, maybe they're similar. AI can use these new tools to help them, particularly with the no-code or low-code interface. No-code or low-code interface means that we probably can just drop and drop. AI can actually, you don't need to do coding, you don't need to do a programming. You can just drag and drop. You can just click on it, and there's suggestions made, or maybe you can just drag file, and they can integrate it for you quite quickly. It can save lots of times in this data or organization, data harmonizations processes, and therefore it makes things a lot faster. However, again, researchers, we need to verify the suggestions made by AI tools, because sometimes AI make suggestions based on, again, what they know, and what they know is based on their training. Their training is based on the data that they got. The data that they got is from particular source, and therefore it's emphasizing on certain field, certain source. It may not fit with what we need, and therefore researchers will need to verify suggestions made by AIs. Therefore, we don't just approve everything. We need to sometimes maybe, okay, this is not as good. We need to look back and double check and make sure that the suggestions that they made may not be good. Therefore, we need to maybe disapprove them. Therefore, it's very important we maintain all the records, and each time the changes made by AI or suggestions made by AI, we need to know, okay, maybe we need a little bit remove the certain things and maybe change certain aspects of it to make sure that the records are very transparent. The reason we need to make sure that transparent record is because if we don't make the transparent records, and along the way different versions saved and changed, maybe we will not recognize what went wrong in the process. So this process is quite important. Therefore, we need to make sure that all these records are made transparently. I think previously we talked about the data file in earlier examples, like in the previous session. There's a data file in the last video that we show. The data files could really weird and different, and therefore, in order to maintain the harmonizations, we need to make sure that records are very transparently made. We need to know the process, which version is made by which person and done when, and therefore we know if there's issues, we can fix them. Okay, so that's for this session. Thank you very much.